Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Monday, October 10, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Las Vegas Raiders vs Kansas City Chiefs. Las Vegas broke into the win column last week as they picked up a divisional win by downing a sputtering Denver team at home last week. The Raiders are now 1-3 on the season and look to make it 2 straight wins in a place that has been a house of horrors for them. They have just 1 win in their last 9 visits to Arrowhead Stadium. After a back-and-forth opening half, the Raiders took the lead for good on the final play of the half as Daniel Carlson booted a 39-yard field goal. Las Vegas led the rest of the way to earn the victory, relying on their run game to put the Broncos away. In the game, the Raiders held a 385-299 edge in total offense, piled up a 25-12 advantage in first downs, and owned a 34-52-25-08 edge in time of possession. They also forced the game's lone turnover in the victory. On the season, the Chiefs are 7th in the league in passing offense, with an average of 267.8 yards per contest this season. Kansas City stands 11th in the league in rushing offense as they grind out 117 yards per game on the year. The Chiefs are 2nd in the league in scoring offense as they put up an average of 32.3 points per contest. Kansas City stands 20th in scoring defense by allowing 24 points a game this year. For the season, the Raiders are 13th in the league in passing offense with 243.3 yards per contest, while they are 14th in rushing offense by averaging 113 yards per contest. Las Vegas is 10th in scoring offense as they average 24 points per contest, while they are 23rd in scoring defense as they allow 25 points per game. Derek Carr is 94 of 154 passing for 1,038 yards with 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions this season. He has been sacked 9 times while adding 66 yards on the ground. Josh Jacobs, 70 carries, 336 yards, 2 TD, has handled almost all the work in the run game, while Brandon Bolden, 6 carries, 24 yards, and Zamir White, 3 carry, 26 yards, are next up in that department. Daniel Carlson is 6 of 7 on extra points and 12 of 12 on field goal attempts, with a long of 55 this season. Patrick Mahomes is the signal caller for the Chiefs, and he's completed 97 of 146 passes for 1,106 yards, with 11 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the year. He's 3rd on the team with 66 rushing yards. In the run game, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been the feature back with 41 carries for 208 yards plus 2 scores this season. Isaiah Pacheco, 28 carries, 140 yards, TD, and Jerick McKinnon, 17 carries, 53 yards, have been involved in the ground game as well. There is no shortage in targets in the passing game, highlighted by Travis Kelce's 26 receptions for 322 yards and 3 scores this season. Safety Eric Reid is 1 of 2 on extra points without attempting a field goal, while Matt Amendola has connected on 3 of 4 extra points and 3 of his 4 field goal attempts, with a long of 31 on the year. While the Raiders got in the win column last week, this is a much bigger mountain for them to climb. Kansas City has dominated them in recent years, as 8 wins in the last 9 meetings overall, not to mention 8 of the last 9 here in Arrowhead, would attest. Last season's contests were massacres, as the Chiefs outscored the Raiders 89-23 in those 2 games. Kansas City is playing solid defense as they have been excellent against the run. That's something the Raiders are going to have to dent in order to keep the Chiefs' defense honest. They can ill afford to be like Tampa Bay last week and trail by double figures 11 minutes into the game. The problem for the Raiders is that they lack the playmakers defensively to slow down the Chiefs enough. Give the points and take Kansas City at home here. Our team pick is Kansas City Chiefs -7 points. The Raiders snapped their 3-game losing streak with a win over the Broncos in head coach Josh McDaniels' first game against his former team. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Chiefs, which will give them their second win in a row and first road win of the season. Las Vegas is averaging 24 points per game. They are throwing for 243.3 yards and rushing for 113 yards per game. Derek Carr completed 62% of his passes for 188 yards in the win over the Broncos. Josh Jacobs had 28 carries for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Davante Adams had 9 catches for 101 yards. Las Vegas has struggled defensively, giving up 25 points per game. They are particularly bad against the pass, and they're facing a very potent passing attack and will need to play better if they want to win this game. The Chiefs bounced back from their loss to the Colts with a win over the Buccaneers in their last game. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Raiders, which will give them their second win in a row and fourth win in their last 5 games. Kansas City is averaging 32.3 points per game. They are throwing for 267.8 yards and rushing for 117 yards per game. Kansas City went on the road and took care of business against the Buccaneers to avenge their Super Bowl loss from 2 seasons ago. The Chiefs improved to 3-1 and look to take full control of the AFC West race with a win here. Against Tampa Bay, Kansas City recovered a fumble on the opening kickoff to take a 7-0 lead 46 seconds into the game and never let the Buccaneers get even again. The Chiefs went up 14-3 with 4:01 to play in the opening quarter and led by double digits the rest of the contest. Kansas City owned a 417-376 edge in total offense, controlled the clock by a 38-38 to 21-22 margin, and forced a pair of turnovers while committing only one. Those advantages overshadowed that each team finished with 27 first downs. Patrick Mahomes completed 62% of his passes for 249 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception in the win over Tampa Bay. Rachaad White had 3 carries for 6 yards and 1 touchdown, while Travis Kelce had 9 catches for 92 yards and 1 touchdown. Kansas City has struggled defensively, giving up 24 points per game. They gave up a season-high 31 points in their last game and will need to do a better job if they want to get the win. The Raiders are averaging 24 points per game and 20.5 points per game on the road. They averaged 18 points per game in their last 3 games against the Chiefs. They love to air out the ball, and the Chiefs, who are giving up 24 points per game, have struggled against the pass, so expect them to hit their average in this game. The Chiefs are averaging 32.3 points per game, and they scored 27 points in their only home game. They have one of the best passing offenses in the league, and the Raiders, who are giving up 24 points per game on the road, have one of the worst pass defenses, so expect them to score enough points to push the score over the total. The Chiefs and Raiders played over the total in their last 4 meetings. Our total pick is over 51 points.